welcome to everybody's massive occasion, I think you'd all agree, for the football club, and more importantly, for South London. Everybody that's formed part of getting this club to this point can feel immensely proud of their contribution. It has, to me, been a project of absolute joy through these difficult moments. There's lots of joy and laughter and hope of all the things that we sometimes forget football is about. Because it's proof that this club, that South London, can have the very best. We want to make this place as diverse and inclusive as possible. This place is as much about teaching people resilience. Maybe I didn't make it as a professional footballer, but aren't I pleased that I went there and I'm a better person for it. The phrase we use at Palace to sum up the spirit is South London and proud, and I couldn't be more proud of this academy, our club and our community that I am right now. But it can't be more fitting that the person who began his football journey here in our club is back with us today, Mr. Gareth Southgate.
For me, everything started here as a 14-year-old schoolboy. Frankly, if I can end up in charge of the national team, then anything is possible. You've created something incredibly special, an elite facility, but keep that feel of closeness, which Palace is all about, is for everybody to bring it to life, to enjoy it, to make it a vibrant place, and to keep the hunger that when we had lesser facilities, you've got to keep that hunger now. And every young player that comes through on this journey has got to have those qualities. I'm very proud that you invited me back. Without Crystal Palace, none of my journey happens.
It's nice to see that the club invested in the academy the way they have. It's a joy to see. I feel like with Palace was such a togetherness. I'll be honest, when you're young, the places that you train at, the facilities and stuff makes a massive difference, because when you come, you obviously want to feel special. Players come in here, it has the wow factor, and that will definitely drive them to wanting to be part of everything here.
It's an amazing feeling, you know, when you come back and then you see all your old teammates, old managers and stuff, you know, all being part of the same project. We had so many, you know, you can see the picture behind us, you know, so many great players coming through the academy and with all these facilities, and I think it's more to come.
Really, for me, Palace is this area, and if you can get things in this area, then get it. And boy, oh boy, he's gone and got one just over the road. What he spoke to me about back then was, you know, I don't see why we shouldn't be in the top 10 of English clubs, and my goal is to get us there. This could get you even higher than that, I believe. What we all talk about is the heart that this club has, the soul that it has, that people like Julian has given it, and I was lucky enough to experience that team and that group, and that time will set this club up, if Steve carries on doing as good a job as he's doing, for the rest of the future. Fans saved this club, didn't they? They actually stopped it from going under, and look what they've done.
It's an amazing club. I was here 9.5 years, had great times. I wouldn't be the person I am today without Crystal Palace.
It's incredible, to be honest with you. We're honoured to get invited back down here, see a lot of familiar faces.
When I started out, it was Tooting and Mitcham in the youth team, and they were struggling. You heard Gareth Southgate earlier saying about the hot water running out.
The lads used to train with us, you know, before all this happened, they used to be in our training ground.
Words can't really describe, you know, how far the club has come since I was here.
And we had to squeeze and share all the little space that we had.
The opportunity they've got now to just make the most of it.
South London is a special place, and that's why I think the club, as well as the community at large, has benefited from having such a rich and diverse environment.
It's the catchment area. There's a lot of talented players here, and if you look at it, there's not a lot of clubs in South London. You probably look at the likes of Millwall and Charlton, and I think Palace is the best.
It's not just about the talent, it's about it is the hard work. You've got to want it, you've got to be determined, you've got to work hard every day, and if you do that, then sort of the rest takes care of itself.
So I'd just say enjoy every moment of it, because it doesn't last forever, but at the same time give you all, because there's no better place to learn to play football than this in South London at the minute, I'd say.
The future's bright here. If I'm a youngster and I'm coming here to look at this, I'd want to sign for this football club straight away.
This is an incredible catchment area for talent. They've always produced players, but you always have to continually keep improving. For the long term of clubs, to invest in facilities and invest in their youth systems is really important. The building on its own doesn't create good players and the good environment, it's then up to the people here to deliver the best possible programme.
Can you describe what the academy was like at Palace for you when you first arrived?
Well, very different. We had a couple of pitches that were waterlogged most of the year. We had a very small changing hut. I mean, it was a hut. Nutrition was very different. It was meat pies, sausage rolls. And if we trained in the afternoon, the showers were cold. There was only so much hot water. So one bench press and one leg press. It was my first experience of captaining a club, but I have fabulous memories of it. I'm always talk about that period because I learned so much from the players that were in the first team at that time. As a coach of a young player, you're one of the most important influences in their life. This is a real goldmine in terms of talent, diversity of cultures as well. It's a tough area. That means that the kids are resilient and have lots of qualities that are necessary to be able to go and play in front of 50, 60,000 people at a weekend. There are other clubs competing to bring that talent in, and so the brilliant thing for Crystal Palace now is they've got facilities that will match those other clubs and will hopefully encourage some of those youngsters to stay even longer.